He said, buy better headphones. I chose revenge instead. April 2020, the world shut down. My sanity followed 2 weeks later. I lived in a 2-bedroom apartment with Derek, my former lab partner, and his girlfriend, Chloe, who temporarily moved in when quarantine started. Temporary lasted exactly 3 days. Before her skincare products colonized our bathroom. I didn't complain. Rent split 3 ways meant I could finally afford groceries that weren't instant noodles. But here's the problem. I just landed a remote internship with a cybersecurity firm. First real opportunity. Paid. Competitive. The kind of thing that goes on your resume in bold. Derek and Chloe? Unemployed, bored, home, all day, and apparently very in love. At 1:30 p.m. sharp, every day. Like an alarm clock from hell. At first I tried headphones, then white noise. Then blasting rain sounds at max volume. Didn't matter. The walls were thin. The headboard hit them like a malfunctioning washing machine. The first time it ruined a client call, I lied and said construction started outside. My supervisor paused. Construction during lockdown? My ears were burning. That night I knocked on Derek's door. Hey, can you guys maybe keep it down during work hours? I've got meetings. He laughed. It's not that loud, bro. From inside, Chloe added, buy better headphones. I asked again 2 days later. Same response. Then came the big one. I had to present a vulnerability assessment to 3 senior engineers. Cameras on. Screen share. Real professionals. 2 minutes into explaining encryption flaws. Boom, boom, boom. The wall behind me started shaking. Chloe did this high-pitched laugh that echoed straight into my mic. One engineer muted himself, but I could see his shoulders shaking. Another said, interesting background audio. I wanted to evaporate. After the call, my supervisor messaged, find a quieter environment next time. I confronted Derek again. You're jeopardizing my job. You're being dramatic. That's when I stopped asking. I started observing. Every Friday night, Derek had a long video call with his older brother Marcus. Wealthy tech entrepreneur. Paid for half Derek's tuition. Occasionally helped out with rent. During those calls, Derek acted like a monk. No touching Chloe. No mention she lived there. Once I heard him say, yeah man, I'm alone here. Just grinding. Alone. Meanwhile, Chloe's makeup bag had its own shelf in the fridge. Interesting. The following Friday, I prepared. I didn't record anything. I didn't need to. At 8:12 p.m., Derek set up his laptop in the living room. Chloe disappeared into their bedroom. Marcus popped up on screen. Clean background. Expensive house. How's quarantine treating you? Marcus asked. Quiet, man. Just me and my thoughts, Derek said. That's when I stood up from the couch. I walked slowly to the router and unplugged it. Mid-sentence. Screen froze. Derek looked at me. What are you doing? I shrugged. Internet's been unstable all week. Probably too many devices streaming at once. Chloe from the bedroom. Derek, did you fix the Wi-Fi? I'm about to. She stopped. Because Derek's laptop, reconnecting, automatically switched to speaker mode, and her voice carried perfectly into the call. Start that thing we always do on Fridays. Marcus didn't say anything. He just raised an eyebrow. Derek went pale. Who's that? Marcus asked calmly. Derek stuttered. TV background noise. Right on cue, Chloe walked into frame. Shorts, tank top. No awareness she was on camera. Oh hey, she froze when she saw Marcus. Silence. Marcus leaned back. I thought you said you were living alone. Derek tried to close the laptop. Marcus stopped him. Don't. Then Marcus said something that changed everything. I've been wiring you. $800 a month because you told me you were barely scraping by solo. If you're splitting rent with your girlfriend, that's different. Chloe blinked. Girlfriend? She repeated. Derek whispered. We'll talk later. Marcus continued. I don't fund lies. Call ended. Dead silence. Chloe turned slowly toward Derek. You told him I don't live here? He tried to explain. She didn't let him. You've been telling people I'm temporary? That argument lasted 45 minutes. I stayed in my room. The next morning, Chloe packed 2 suitcases. She left without saying goodbye. Derek didn't knock on my door for 2 days. When he finally did, he looked wrecked. Did you unplug the router on purpose? I met his eyes. I asked 5 times for quiet during work hours. He didn't deny it. From that day forward, the apartment was silent. No 1:30 p.m. earthquakes. No headboard percussion. No screaming. 2 weeks later, Derek moved back to his hometown. I kept the apartment, and I kept the internship. Turns out when you ignore someone long enough, they stop asking politely. And yeah, the apartment finally became quiet after that. Funny how quickly people learn boundaries when the consequences stop being private.